We say it's teamwork, but too often one person carries the whole load. Collaboration without structure isn't teamwork, it's quiet isolation. Now, many of us have lived this exact story. We call it shared leadership, but when decisions are deferred, authority is shackled, and expectations are blurred, the supposed team effort collapses back onto one person's shoulders. The exhaustion is real. The frustration of being told, "We're all in this together," while quietly thinking, "I'm doing it all alone," is draining morale and trust in schools everywhere. But this isn't a story about blame, it's a story about structure. Because the real question is not why this keeps happening, but how we move forward starting today. Now, the solution begins with unshackling authority. Distributed leadership is not just a slogan, it's a system. But it only works when roles, responsibilities, and accountabilities are explicit. Authentic collaboration requires clarity of who decides, who contributes, and how feedback loops close. Without the scaffolding, collaboration becomes a hollow promise. Now, take the example of a principal who establishes a curriculum design team. If authority is shared only in name, the principal still ends up making all of the decisions late at night. But if authority is delegated with genuine trust, the team empowered to set timelines, allocate tasks, and report outcomes, collaboration becomes real, and the leader is freed to guide rather than carry. Now, this is where the dimension of authentic relationships comes alive. True professional trust is not about being friendly, it's about knowing when someone says, "I've got this," that you can step back because the system supports them to follow through. Authority that is shared in principle must also be shared in practice. This is the first shift in practice, from illusion to clarity. And let's explore what that looks like in action. The second shift is from burden to shared load, and it happens through structure. In practical terms, this means embedding processes that make collaboration measurable and visible. A research from Leithwood and colleagues shows that distributed leadership improves student achievement and teacher well-being only when structures for shared accountability exist. In contrast, when responsibilities are ill-defined, the burden consolidates on individuals, breeding resentment and burnout. Now, consider a teaching team working on a whole school literacy initiative. Without structure, the same two teachers end up writing resources, leading meetings, and training colleagues. Others remain passive, not because they don't care, but because no clear mechanism channels their involvement. When the team leader finally insists on structured roles, one group analyzing data, another drafting lesson sequences, another curating student exemplars, suddenly engagement spreads. The project becomes sustainable because contribution is transparent and distributed. This is why UNESCO's work on professional learning communities stresses explicit protocols and role clarity as essential ingredients of authentic collaboration. Collaboration isn't about everyone doing everything, it's about everyone knowing their part and playing it well. The shift you'll notice when this is in place is profound. Teams move from meetings that drain energy to systems that create momentum. Now, the third shift is from isolated effort to cultural momentum. Sustaining collaboration requires more than one-off structures. It requires cultural alignment. Leaders must model what shared authority looks like, revisiting responsibilities regularly and naming successes publicly. When collaboration is embedded into the school's rhythms, in timetable team meetings, transparent reporting cycles, and regular evaluation, it becomes a living system. In the professional wellness program, this is directly aligned with the dimension of systems thinking. Schools thrive when processes are not ad hoc, but designed as interdependent loops that feed back into improvement. And when paired with authentic relationships, the cultural effect is trust. Teams begin to believe, if I step back, others will step in. Now, a pitfall to avoid is mistaking collegiality for collaboration. Being friendly or agreeable does not guarantee shared load. In fact, overemphasis on harmony can mask the reality of uneven contribution. Real collaboration means facing that discomfort with honesty and redesigning the system. When we build systems that share the load, we build cultures that share the vision. So here's the promise. Collaboration doesn't have to mean exhaustion or silent resentment. It can mean momentum, clarity, and shared success. And when authority is unshackled and systems are strong, teachers are no longer isolated in the name of teamwork. Instead, they are empowered contributors to something larger, something lasting, something meaningful. Now, you can frame this as three shifts in practice, from illusion to clarity, from burden to shared load, and from isolated effort to cultural momentum. That way, you walk away with a simple reflection. Am I holding authority or sharing it? Do we have structures or just slogans? And is this a one-off project or is it embedded in the culture? And if you remember nothing else, remember this mantra: share the authority, build the structure, embed the culture. And that's the vision we're building together in the Professional Wellness Program. Now, where in your current work do you feel the illusion of collaboration most strongly? And what one structure would help to break that illusion? Like this video, subscribe for more, and share it with a colleague who would benefit. And I look forward to seeing you in the Professional Wellness Workshop.